Hello, everybody. So let's chat a little bit about Halloween coming up here. I'm going to share my screen. I created this handout for today. If you would like access to this, I'm going to copy it and I'm going to give you access on Zoom. So feel free to click on this. I will also, have this recording for later as well, but you should be able to click on that and open it up on your end. But here is what I wanted to chat about a little bit today. Healthy Halloween and holiday survival guide. So let me explain why I thought this would be a good topic. Number one, Halloween is coming up. Number two, my birthday is November 19th. And generally speaking, right around now, historically, this has been a very bad time for my blood sugar levels. They've been a roller coaster over the years. I'm pretty good these days, but I would start eating a lot of candy when I was a little younger. I mean, I haven't done this in a while, but I would just eat the candy because it was around, right? Even though I wasn't necessarily eating it all the time. Well, I did go through my phases. Like I actually thought back in my early days, I'm going to say like from 16 to 21, I was convinced by various organizations that fat was bad and fat-free products were good. So I used to eat lots of gummy bears, lots of licorice, anything that was fat-free, I thought was actually somewhat healthy and wasn't going to make me fat. And I thought everything that had fat was going to make me fat. Did anybody else fall for that?
hmm hmm
Just me. All right. Couple
No,
people.
yes, that
It was my mother's fault, and some of you know my mother. So it was her fault. She created this problem. But then it was really reinforced at UC Davis when I took a nutrition class. They said eat 30% or less calories from fat, and the food pyramid basically showed that was evil. Butter's bad, ghee's bad, or they didn't even have ghee at the time, but butter, oils, they were not exactly recommended. And then you had the foundation of the pyramid, if anybody remembers this period of time, it was all grains and it was dairy and it was like non-fat dairy. It was like just absolute highly processed carbohydrates that were the foundation of a healthy diet. That was pretty much 80s through, well, yeah, 80s through a good 2000. And then still, some people are still eating that way today. Some people are still avoiding the egg yolks. Some people are still avoiding oils because they're still living in the 80s. All right. So that was me. And when I would eat a lot of sugary things, my sugar levels would rise and then they would fall. And then I'd be tired and I'd be lacking focus, couldn't study. I'd fall asleep studying. Then I'd eat something sugary or high carbohydrate based, like a sandwich with wheat bread. My sugar levels would go up again and then they would fall. That was my world. And I had a lot of what I now realize is attention deficit issues, focus issues that made me need to study for very long periods of time because I couldn't grasp concepts. I studied 8 hours a day in college for years and I just didn't get it. I was very slow. Now it's definitely easier, and that changed very quickly when I started adding more good fats to my diet. So, and I got leaner at the same time. So that's kind of a little bit of background. So, but right around Halloween is when just things started going downhill because everybody has candy out, right? And just giving away candy, very generous. And then my birthday, November 19th, and then Thanksgiving, then Christmas social stuff, and then we had New Year's. So that was a rough time for me growing up. Um, so anyway, so whenever I think about this period of time, I think of, man, I always think about those days, and I always think about how many people are still, you know, going to be struggling during this period of time, and it's like a drug, right? So you might be really good until you're not, and all of a sudden you're doing great, you're doing great, you're doing great, and then all of a sudden somebody gives you a freshly baked plate of cookies and you're like, you're going to be nice and you're going to have a couple, but then you can't stop eating them. And then that leads to another thing and another thing and another thing. So these things happen. So this is why I thought this would be a good conversation today. Okay. Any thoughts on that? Anybody can relate to anything I'm saying right now, or is this
Yeah,
everybody's got this all
everything. Yeah.
everybody's got this all figured out? It's
No. Yeah.
so it's all about blood sugar handling though, at the end of the day. What Lee was just talking to a little while ago. And I would highly recommend if you've never used a glucose monitor and you're struggling with, you know, a number of things. Like number one, I think of the highs and lows of life. If you're struggling mentally and emotionally, consider diving into this subject matter, your blood sugar handling. Consider getting a blood glucose monitor on your arm. It's called a continuous glucose monitor, CGM. You can find out any moment in time what your glucose levels are by simply putting your phone up. There's an app that goes right on top of the sensor on your shoulder. You do have to put it in your arm. It's for 2 weeks, but you'll find out where you are. So it will help you answer a very important question that a lot of us, I think everybody's probably had. And that question is, how many carbs can I tolerate? Something like that. You've probably spun it a few different ways, but how many of these cookies can I eat? I really want another one. I still ask that question to myself, but um, or back in the old days, my mom and my dad and I would go to Italian food. And I remember eating loaves of bread on the table before dinner came out. Loaves of bread. Like,
Mm.
I don't even understand how much bread I ate and how I was still able to eat dinner, but I always found a way I just was able to eat the bread and the dinner, and then there was always room for dessert. It's really interesting. Um, quite interesting. And then even, so you know, I never really asked the question when I was younger, but now I'm thinking I might eat the bread this day and age still, but I'm thinking, how much can I get away with? That's my question now. Different question. I ask better questions now. How much can I get away with without feeling like crap tonight? What's my sugar levels going to do in an hour? How am I going to sleep tonight? Right? How am I going to feel tomorrow? Those are the questions I ask. Sadly, I mean, that's goes on in my head. If I go to a Mexican restaurant, I am going to eat those chips, generally speaking, unless I'm really trying to diet down, like I'm trying to get lean. But I'm thinking, how many chips can I handle? And then I'm thinking, what can I combine with those chips to make it a better blood sugar response? What do you think, Lee? What can we do? If you want some chips, what can we do?
Eat a guacamole.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So eat some guacamole with those chips, and I'm going to handle that spike better from the chips, right? So there's things that we can do, right? It's kind of cool. So I don't have to always deprive myself. I want to eat chips. I do want to eat bread. I do want to eat candy, right? I want you to as well, as long as you can handle it and not have bad outcomes, right? So let's do this. So number one, quick game plan. These are different tips that I've talked about a lot, and that I've learned by using a glucose monitor for years. And yeah, mostly learned and just had so many clients with a glucose monitor now that we've played around. So, number one, quick game plan, eat first, treat second. So, have your meal and then treat second. I think most people do that. But order makes a difference. So, fiber, protein, ideally have those first. Like, even if you're having a meal, like if you're having, like, oftentimes I'll have like chicken, some kind of, veggie thing. I might have some kind of grain like quinoa or rice or sweet potatoes. It would be in my best interest. Do I always do it? No. But it would be in my best interest to eat the higher fiber thing first, like the veggies, followed by the protein, followed by the higher carb, starchy thing. Then I'm going to have less of a spike. So order matters. Okay. So having those things before the carbohydrate would be good, but then also having the carbohydrate, now having the dessert thing soon after the meal. soon after the meal, not an hour later, not 2 hours later. This is a big takeaway for me. All right. I learned this pretty quickly when I got a glucose monitor. I used to tell myself and my family, hey kids, let's wait till your foods digest before we have dessert. Anybody ever said that?
Yes,
I don't do
yes.
that anymore. Yeah, I don't do that anymore. Yeah, so it's right after. So like even like Thanksgiving, sometimes pretty full because I'm eating a whole bunch of things, but I don't want to wait an hour to eat the pumpkin pie or the pecan pie. I'm going to eat it right after, you know, because I don't want to have two glucose spikes. That's the short answer here. I want to have one glucose spike instead of two or three for some people. So that's why meal frequency is an important conversation. I don't want to eat 5, 6 meals a day. I want to eat like 3 meals. I don't want to have multiple snacking experiences. Moms eat throughout the day a lot of times. They eat little things here and there. They don't sit down and have meals. Or a lot of people who just are busy people, they don't eat anymore. They stand up at their desk, they don't eat. So it's not the best strategy to snack throughout the day because then you're having multiple spikes, which can throw off our hormones. Okay. So you want ideally eat your food before candy. And a lot of times people might have candy, at various times throughout the day. I would recommend if you're going to eat candy, even unhealthy stuff, just do it around or after the dinner period time. All right. That's easy enough, right? Easy enough. Hold
Yeah.
on. I want a sensor light here. So, all right, just had to go turn the lights on. Um, so, all right. And then we got set a treat window. Enjoy treats right after the meal, not grazing all night. Talked about that. Pair candy smartly, candy with the protein and fat. So let's say you want licorice, right? Maybe have some, I don't know, almond butter and licorice do not sound good, but maybe have, 5 to 10 almonds or something like that.
Mm.
Beef and licorice don't sound good either. So, what would be a good combination with licorice? I have no idea. Um, but yes, something with fat. All right. And then lastly, we have hydrate and move. Let's make sure let's make sure we drink water. Water can make us full and satisfied as well. Okay. And then let's combine it with a little bit of a walk or movement. If you want to do some burpees, go ahead. Don't let me stop you. Okay. So that's kind of the quick game plan. Anybody have any thoughts on that?
Mm-mm.
Shares, thoughts?
I just have a question about the beef sticks. I
Yeah.
see so many. Are there some that are better than others? Like the ones that say grass-fed? I was thinking of buying those. I guess they're
Yeah. So
called
I haven't really focused on these too much. I mean, they're very convenient, but I'm at the same time, they're still in plastic.
right.
So, I mean, like plastic leaches into meats because meat's acidic. So I try not to eat these things very often. I do have a couple in my bag right now. So I do buy the ones at Costco. There are healthier versions as well, but Chomps is not terrible. They're all in plastic. Um, that's the sad part. I mean, you don't even want to put your leftover meats in a Tupperware bowl. You should put it in glass. But so that's kind of one of my concerns. But then the other concern is, they're high in nitrates, which is an issue I don't talk about much, but that does increase inflammation. So it's aged meat. So aged meats can definitely cause some inflammatory issues and gut issues and stuff. So it's not great. None of them are great. But again, for travel, make some exceptions. Like I said, I have some in my bag right now. I just don't. I try to eat them once or twice a month, and try to tell my family not to eat too many as well. So let's try to make more meat and chicken and stuff and fish and have that as leftovers. That would be my recommendation. But there are healthier versions than others. Try to get the ones that are organic, free of hormones, antibiotics. A lot of them have wheat, gluten, soy. So just make sure, like it's even turkey jerkies and beef jerkies, just make sure it's gluten free. And some of them can be very high in sugar as well, because that's why they taste good. So. those are just some thoughts. But again, I'm going to eat them. You know, if I'm on a houseboat, I'm bringing turkey jerky and that kind of stuff. I'm just saying, like, if you, I wouldn't eat that stuff. Like, if you are at home working, I would really try to avoid eating that stuff if you're not traveling. I think if you're traveling, that stuff's great, right? It's super convenient. You know, we need that. It's nice to have protein snacks. So I consider it kind of like earthquake food, right? You know, just it's nice to have earthquake food, but I don't want to eat earthquake food every day.
Okay.
Some people are literally eating their earthquake food every single day. It's not going to go well. It's not going to go well.
Okay.
So, but great for travel. But I get the ones at Chomp that are called Chomps at Costco. I think there's another company called Paleo Valley. Anybody else have any ones that they found?
Is that Archer? I think there's one
Archer,
called
I think it's
Archer.
fine. I don't know. Yeah, is that those little ones that are turkey sticks or something? Turkey. Yeah, so we can look it up. Yeah. I always like to, it's called Archer. Let's find out. I will tell you. I like to look at ingredients. Archer what? Archer beef sticks?
Yeah.
Yep.
Jerky, sugar-free jerky or something.
Yeah. So this stuff
Yeah.
here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've bought these mini ones here at Costco. They have those. So again, they're fine if you look at it. So first thing is grass-fed beef jerky. Um, so some of the, you know, you'll see some of the sales points that I was just focusing on just by looking at this. 100% grass-fed beef, that's a good sign. Um, no brainer, no compromise. So it sounds like they're interested in quality, right? Um, you know, made from real ingredients. It's a good sign. Zero sugar. That's a good sign. Right? These are all good signs. Gluten-free. Hey, that's a good sign. Right? Paleo. It means there's, you know, it was got paleo basically means if it wasn't around 10,000 years ago, it's probably not good for you. So that's pretty much it.
Mhm.
So everything sounds great, right? But it's still in plastic. So um, we can't get away from plastic. So, but again, you know, it's decent. If we look at the ingredients, the macronutrients look fine, decent amount of protein. And again, I would buy this. It's gluten free. It's using a gluten-free tamari soy sauce, which is why it's gluten-free. Tamari is gluten-free. A lot of the other products are not tamari, they're soy based, and that has gluten. It's got sugar, a little bit of sugar, because of the brown sugar they're adding. That's what makes it taste kind of sweet and good. Um, yeah, overall looks fine. You know, you might have some issue with like garlic or, you know, onions maybe, but yeah, looks pretty good. Right? But that's how I look at food, right? So I would travel with this. This would be something to consider for sure.
Okay.
Okay, but that's how I'm going to look at everything. I'm going to look at the ingredients, not necessarily just the macronutrients. I don't want to be just sold on the marketing in the front. So this area here, number two, it says better candy, smart swaps. These are just a few things that I I'm going to be passing out for Halloween, and the kids will probably not really like it. And here's the reality. I'm going to eat it. I've already broke into this, and half the bag of the TCHO is already gone. So it is really good. So TCHO is amazing. I got that at Whole Foods.
Mhm.
You can get the gummy bears at Costco. Those are something. This is just stuff we have too around our house. So we already have this around our house. This is not like anything abnormal for us. This is stuff we really do have. We like lollipops. Anybody ever get those? Like YumEarth. I know they're not the greatest thing for your teeth, but they're just an organic lollipop. I think they're like 20, 30 calories or something like that. Just super simple. If I want something sweet, I might have a lollipop. Very low calories, very low sugar. Unreals, what Melanie brought up. They are like the equivalent of a Reese's peanut butter cup, for example, but they're made of sunflower butter or almond butter or peanut butter, but they're dark chocolate and no dairy, no milk. So I don't
Mm.
want milk products in anything. That is not going to go well. So it's not just about the sugar, it's can I digest this thing or things as well. So Unreal makes dark chocolate equivalents of our favorite treats, like if you like M&M's. So
Yeah,
some of
they
these,
also make like the coconut chocolate ones. It's
yeah,
like a
yeah,
Mounds
right here.
bar,
Yep,
I think. Yeah.
yep. So this company right here makes all these things. So I've dabbled in this company's products for the last few years, and yeah, I like them. It's good. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of dark chocolate and coconut. Anybody like dark chocolate coconut?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Um, so the old almond joy of my childhood, you know, I always loved those. They had the almonds in them too. Remember that?
Hmm.
It's really good. And but looking at those ingredients, it's got dairy and corn syrup and just a bunch of garbage in it. And nowadays, I don't even like it because I'm so used to dark chocolate, and I know a lot of people don't like dark chocolate, but it's something I know you'll probably acquire to enjoy. But this stuff's really good. Again, if you're going to eat candy, I would rather you eat this stuff. Again, not overdo it. You can still go crazy, but if you're going to have candy, have a better quality candy. All these things are dark chocolate, very simple ingredients. This company does a really good job. If you like M&Ms, still got to be careful. Still loaded with sugar, but it's just going to be better. Right? Does anybody want to dive into any of these things a little bit more? I mean, not like dive and eat them, but just like you want to look at the ingredients.
And where do you
Um,
buy these? Is this I buy them at Target or is it like only at Whole Foods?
everybody has them now. Yeah.
Yeah, they have
Uh,
them at Costco. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Okay.
Yeah. But everybody's got them. I know Kathy loves Costco, so she's,
Yeah.
yeah. And again,
I
mind you,
bought
I'm not, we don't want to eat these every day, like 5 times a day. Yeah, those gummy
All
bears out
right.
there, Kathy. Yeah, I love those gummy bears. So
that's
yeah, for me,
that's for Halloween.
yeah, for a little thing of gummy bears for me, I'm good. That's
Hmm.
like, how many calories is that?
70 for one
70
pouch.
calories?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, those are good. So anyway, just real simple stuff. I would not buy, here's what I wouldn't buy though. I'm not going to buy these pretzels. I'm not going to buy those milk chocolate pretzels. Why is
Okay.
that?
Because it's
You'll eat the whole bag.
No, because it's got gluten. I'm not eating
oh
those. Oh, this one is gluten free. Hold on. Maybe I'll
yeah,
change
yeah.
my mind. Hold on. All right. Maybe I will change my mind. Hold on. Let me see. Well, let's see here. So actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to go buy some of these right now.
Mm.
This is way better than I thought. So dark chocolate, and it's got, actually it does have whey protein, but again, I just, yeah, this could be a fun treat every once in a while. I wouldn't eat it very often because I don't like whey protein. I don't feel good on it, and a lot of people do poorly on it. So, but again, compared to anything out there on the market, this is probably one of the best dark chocolate covered pretzels you could possibly eat. So
Okay.
compared to a plethora of others that are terrible. So, even though I don't like one ingredient for the most part, um, overall phenomenal job by this company to make a healthier product for the world. So
Wait, what's the ingredient you don't like?
I don't like whey protein. It's a
Oh, whey.
dairy-based
Oh,
protein.
but what
So
about cane sugar?
yeah, I mean, it's sugar. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a ton of sugar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, if I
As
eat,
long as it's not fructose corn syrup, right?
yeah, that'd be better. But yeah, but it just depends on your issue, right? I'm not worried about a little bit of sugar.
Okay.
Um, Again, just depends on the person. If you're a diabetic and you're struggling with your metabolic issues, yeah, probably not the best idea for you. But again, I'm just my point is we can avoid it completely, and not many people are, right? Not many people are going to avoid things completely, or we can have something similar and meet those needs. I'm a guy and that's me. I don't want to be told that I can't have that thing. I want to find something similar or make something similar on my own. And they did a good job on doing so. That's all I'm saying. Some people really can't tolerate, things at all like this. But again, even, it's not going to have a large amount of, I don't think it's going to cause a large amount of stress compared to eating a bag of M&Ms, is my point. Or an actual almond joy. It's going to have a lot more negative symptoms for a longer period of time. So we can do better. We can do better with anything. Like Melanie makes her own ice cream, right? That's a better choice,
Yeah.
right? It's awesome.
And
And you
also
remove
my own
protein
peanut
powder. Yeah,
butter cups too.
yeah. That's a better choice, right? You can make your own dark chocolate peanut butter cups or dark chocolate with sunflower butter or walnut butter or pecan butter, and it's cheaper than buying it here as well. So if you really like cooking, it'd be lovely to make your own stuff, right? Make your own bark for Christmas. We do that. Like that's pretty awesome. We make our own pumpkin bread. We've had pumpkin bread for a month now. Either my daughter makes it or my wife makes it. There's always pumpkin bread. It's one of my favorite things. And it's or banana bread, pumpkin bread, gluten-free flour, bananas and pumpkin. It's so simple to make. It's so easy
You should
and
send
healthy.
us the recipe.
Now I don't even know what they're using, but it's just yeah, it's you can just type in paleo, paleo. If you want to know something just real like a real easy recipe, just type in paleo pumpkin bread, paleo, pumpkin pie, paleo banana bread. And it's just we know that's going to be gluten free and dairy free. Those are my two biggest, and it'll be lower in sugar usually, but it's a quick search item. All right. I will find out the recipe. So labels, is it gluten free, dairy free? Those are my top two things. I want to keep the ingredient list short. I want to eliminate wheat, milk powders, whey, you know, artificial dyes, preferably hydrogenated oils. Um, just other thoughts. It would be
Brian,
great to
when
have,
you were talking about the licorice, can you
yeah,
repeat what you were saying before? Like if you're going to have red licorice, like red wines, you're saying you should pair it with a fat. Is that what you're saying?
because it's straight sugar. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just want it to, I want to combine it with something like just so it slows down the glucose breakdown. So
Like
straight
peanut
sugar
butter.
like that is just straight candy, straight sugar. So it's just going to really spike your blood glucose, which again, you're going to see in a glucose monitor. And then what goes up, just remember it goes down. And when you go down, you don't feel well. You're like tired, lethargic, need a nap. You might crave an energy drink, right? Or you want some pick me up thing. So, like, there's kids just living on energy drinks right now. It's just insane. Spending a lot of money for this stuff, going to Starbucks, Pete's, and they're buying these high sugar caffeine bombs. And then that's making them feel really good for a moment. And then they're falling asleep in class. And then they're taking another energy drink at 10 o'clock. People are taking, and they don't think it's a problem. Those things are loaded with sugar and caffeine, and they're killing themselves slowly. So our kids are crazy, 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 crazy. Um, what is the other thing? Boba tea, all these, so much sugar constantly. So, but at least if you're going to eat that stuff, have a fat. So, have some nuts, some seeds, some protein, throw some protein powder in the boba tea. I don't know, something. You just need to combine that crap. If you're gonna eat that crap, at least have some protein with it. So, all right. So this is just a template for life kind of protein. Let's try to get 30 to 40 grams per meal, some chicken, turkey, eggs, or consider the protein shake model, some collagen, or the grass-fed beef protein. I put an article about high amounts of lead that are found in, that was a big thing last week from the media. Leads and everything, arsenics and everything. Like there's people don't know this, but heavy metals are in everything. There's been warnings for various heavy metals at Pete's and Starbucks ever since I can remember, but nobody's looking at it. So it's right where you pay for the coffee. It says coffee is carcinogenic, but it's not stopping people from drinking it. The acrylamides are a problem, the roasting of the beans. There's all kinds of problems with everything. It's from the ground, it's from the soil. Um, So if you want to reduce your risk of lead in protein powders, don't eat pea protein. Choose a beef model, beef protein or collagen model if you want to limit your lead. And then definitely detox. You want to like get some sauna work, exercise, sweat, make sure you pee, make sure you poop. Those are some things that can help us deal with that. I'm still going to have a pea protein shake once in a while, but I'm definitely going to limit that. I already have been. I like the grass-fed beef product and the collagen product better, just taste-wise, and it's got more benefits anyway. But um,
Is that
that would
the Design for Health plant protein shake? It's pea protein, right?
yeah, any pea proteins are going to have more lead. That's just what you know what the research came out with. But the ones that from Designs for Health Metagenics should be less. They are third party tested. They are going to reduce as much as they can, but it's just inherent from the ground. Vegetables have lead. So it's not really unique to
Vegetables.
protein shakes. Vegetables, soil.
Mm.
Your soil has lead. Yeah. Yeah. Soil, like your fruits and vegetables have lead in them. So I'm just, my point is, I don't know if you know this, but there was an article last week about high leads in shakes, and many people have questioned me about protein shakes. They're scared to drink them. Some people threw them away. Some people threw away their protein shakes. So I'm just yeah, I wrote an article on that. Check it out. But it's yeah, the products we're using are going to be the lowest in lead. But if you have some, neurological issues and some stuff going on, you can get your hair checked for minerals, and it's not a bad idea. If you have some major health concerns and you're eating a um, lot of products with lead, so you can look that up. Okay. Hold on. Back to my links. Okay. All right, so I got to run here, but everybody has this handout. I'm going to put it with my recording as well. I think the rest of the stuff's pretty self-explanatory, but yeah, these are just different things to play with. How much candy, just consider. I just put a couple ideas, 2 to 3 small pieces, but it just depends. It ideally depends on you and your health and your addictive personality, maybe. Um, kids need to be careful for sure. Uh, Things you can do to reset, you know, after having candy, hydrate, move, have some protein. The worst thing you can do is have a lot of carbs and candy at nighttime. So, but just try not to have it right before bed and try to have it with a meal. All right. But these are things you guys can look over the rest of the stuff here. I put some stuff about CGM means continuous glucose monitor. These are just other little things that you can check out. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. Happy to chat more about this, but yeah, hopefully gave you something to think about, and we can eat our treats. We just have to understand timing a little bit and how to combine it. I think we're gonna hopefully not fall into a spiral trap by the end of the year. That's my
Hmm.
goal. That's my goal.
My
Okay.
goal. Yeah,
So
my
hopefully you
Thanks,
got
goal.
Brian.
were you guys able to grab that handout? Okay, it's here again. If I don't know if anybody came up late, but it is there. Okay, so have a good rest of your day, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
We'll talk
Thanks.
soon.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.